Welcome back, trainers. And so sometimes you don't always want to power up the Pokemon that reach the highest CP potential. Sometimes you want to explore and see what other Pokemon have to offer. And Bellossom right here is a perfect example as to Pokemon that don't need to reach a high CP potential to actually do something good. So this one right here in particular is a 97%, 15 attack, 14 defense, and 15 stamina. Once I completely max it out, it's going to be 2103. As of now, it's 2013 with a DPS of 25 with Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade. It could take quite a few hits. As you can see, it's going up against this Sand Slash. I'm pretty sure if I maxed out or had another one about the same CP, same moves and everything, and I dodged every dig, because that move is a little tricky. I got hit by this one right here. I'm pretty sure I would be able to take out the Sand Slash with just two powered up Blossoms about the same CP as this one. So it does have an attack of 169, defense 189, and stamina 150. See, that defense is on the high end there. That's why it's able to stay in the fight so long. And its attack is actually pretty okay too. And it's dishing out pretty alright damage, 25 DPS. It's not bad. So it was quite an investment, you know, to pour all that Stardust into that, but I'm happy. I like Bellossom, and that is what it is. All right, so Sceptile comes in. This isn't one of the Pokemon that I'd be talking about that is the lower CP that you want to power up. This is just one I threw in here to clean up the work. So it is doing 84 every Leaf Blade Furry Cutter because it charges up Leaf Blade quicker. And you would think to yourself, well, how come your Mewtwo's have Confusion? Then you would want Psycho Cut to charge up their charge bar faster. And yeah, technically you're right, but I just find Confusion to be such a beast attack. Here is my debate. The more charged attacks you get off, the less time you are attacking. I know that sounds weird, but if you're continuously doing your, say, Shadow Ball on a Mewtwo, you're doing a lot of damage to the enemy, right? But you're also still for those moments. So if I'm using Confusion, and getting in more damage right there, and then I do my Shadow Ball, okay, Shadow Ball, then Confusion, then Shadow Ball, as opposed to Psycho Cut a whole, let's say 8 times, and then Shadow Ball, and then 8 times Shadow Ball, 8 times Shadow Ball. I feel like you're doing more charge moves, you're taking away from your time to attack every time you do that. That's just me. I've done so many comparisons. At this point, I don't, I feel like Confusion just works for me. It's harder to dodge the moves technically. At the same time, it does a lot of damage. So we're going to go into this Marowak here with Cradily, and we're going to take a look at the stats. I will be maxing this out as soon as I get enough candies. I'm still working on that. 28 at the moment. I'm going to need 98 to completely max it out. Seems like a lot with that bar being so close to the edge. It's level 34, but still going to take 98. That's because once you get down to those last few, it's going to be 12, and then I think 15, was it, per power-up candies? So we'll get there. It's going to reach a 2034 CP, so it's doing damage per second only 22.5. It has the best moveset that it can have, Infestation, and Grass Knot. It's not some super prize. Actually kind of is. They're kind of rare. So it is a bit of a prize. It is a gym defender for sure. You're going to want to drop that in a gym. Depends on the place that you're at with the Pokemon that people use. But personally, I'm going to keep that moveset to drop. So it should do pretty good. It can take quite a few hits. I've been uploading a lot of videos with it. So you can see for yourself. And Bellossom coming back in here. Let's see how well it can do. This is my same one. I've had this powered up ever since Gen 2 dropped. I powered up right away. So you can see Leaf Blade is doing 16 in the sun, Razor Leaf is doing 16 in the sun, then Leaf Blade is doing 84. So it's doing quite a bit of damage with the sun out, and happy with it. I mean, it's pretty good. I should start dropping it more in gyms because it does have that high defense, so it might give the opponent quite a bit of trouble. So my goal is this: drop Pokemon in a gym sometimes. I've been dropping the leaps in gyms so I can feed them and get candy. That's a good way to farm candy. Takes a lot of your berries and resources for a possibility of getting nothing, but at the same time, the leap is so rare, I figure whatever, I'll just use it and drop it in there and see if I can get candies. So my goal is to drop Pokemon in gyms that make the opponent use as much potions as possible. Seeing the potions are kind of in a drought, I'm doing fine on them. If you do raids, you should be okay. At the same time, if you don't do raids, you can be okay on potions, but they're kind of scarce. Like, seriously, it's hard to get super potions. You get a bunch of regular potions, but you have to do... It seems like they make you do raids so you can get potions. But, oh well, whatever. That's my goal, is to make people use as much potions as possible, depending on the Pokemon I'm dropping. So, Blissey's, Steelix, Snorlax, even Alakazams, depending on their move. Alakazam with Shadow Ball, or a Golem with Rock Blast, Exeggutor with Seed Bomb. So moves that continuously hit the opponent. Even if they're dodging, it's still taking a lot of damage off them, and they're going to have to use potions, unless it's the trash mon and they're just going to trash it. But nonetheless, it's still putting in work. Okay, so we're going to be checking out one last Sandslash raid with Bellossom and Cradily side by side. Unfortunately, I take an Earthquake with Cradily and same with Bellossom. I restarted once after I took hits trying to get it perfect, but I was just like, you know what, it shadow hit me the first time, and then the second time I think I kind of just messed up myself. So I was like, all right, let's just keep going, forget it. Nonetheless, it's still nice to show that they can actually take a hit. Yes, I know it's only a level 2 raid, but nonetheless, it's still fun, and they're fun Pokemon to use. So with that said, take care, and I will be catching you all later.